Monday is a Monday mindset message. I'm thinking I'm going to start making this Monday money message. Monday money mindset. I don't know. Who knows? Not because I think money is the most important thing. Not that that's what I want to focus on, but rather because money is the external sign and validation of personal development, in my opinion. When you make more money, there's something you're doing right. You're providing more value. You're being more useful. You've learned a new skill. Like, you have all these skills in your head, right? How many people do you know that are really, 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 really smart, but they don't have anything to show for it? So at the end of the day, what is the point of being ridiculously smart if you have nothing to show for it? It's like meditation. Like, why are you meditating? Like, what do you meditate for? What are you more mindful for? What are you more grateful for? I told a client earlier, what is the point in making more money? Because if you're making money just to make more money, that's a nonsensical goal. And I usually don't try to talk. I try not to talk to people like that. Like, that's a dumb goal. But the reality is, like, think about your goals. I want to meditate more. Why do you want to meditate more? What is the purpose of meditation? I want to be more grateful. Why do you want to be more grateful? Well, I need to go to therapy. What do you need to go to therapy for? What do you need to go to coaching for? What do you need to do any of these things for? What is the ultimate purpose? And yes, there should be a goal. There should be an end. There should be a purpose. Because if you're doing stuff, like, I read the Bible every morning, right? Got this Bible. And I read it every morning. I don't read it just to read it. Like, how I know way too many good Christians, good dudes, who read the Bible to read the Bible. But then I'm like, okay, so what are you doing with that information? What do you mean? You read the Bible, you study the coursework, you have the funnel builder, you go to your work, but what's the point? What is the purpose of it? Nowadays, people get too offended by, what's the point? Right? You get offended by someone asking you, well, what's the point? But if you go into any business meeting and you're like, well, we project that this is going to rise and interest rates are going to go down by this many basis points, so that means we can spend this much money on blah, 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 blah. Okay, so what's the point? Like, at the end of the day, what is the point of what you're doing? And that's kind of where that money piece comes from. Like, you want that return, right? Like, why are you buying that piece of land? You either want to build on it, so that's your purpose. You want to sell it later and flip it something. You want to cultivate it because it's good land. And we're Yellowstone fans, so when you think, we're Texan and we're Yellowstone fans, so I'm like, I want land now. But anyways, like, what is the purpose of it? What is the point? Or, like, just take these glasses. There's literally examples everywhere in life. Why do you need to buy glasses? Well, so I can see better. Okay, why do you need to see better? Because I don't like being not very visually sharp, kind of thing, you know? Like that. But you get so caught up in your own perspective that you forget what is the purpose of what you are doing. Because at the end of the day, you are stuck in this little box called your head. You are stuck here. You only understand here. And I learned it from Jordan Peterson, where he said, you don't know your wife. Not because you don't know everything there is to know about her, not because you're in the most intimate relationship with her, etc., but rather you don't know her because you are not her. But people, like, fight that, like, no, I know my wife, I know who they are. Like, you have a perspective of them based on what you know, but that is the same as them saying, I know you, like, they know you, I don't know you, you don't know me. You may have a perspective of me from whatever you watch on these social media platforms. I may know you based on comments, but I may understand who you are, but I don't know you. Only you know you. And in the end, you may not even know you because, again, Monday money message. What is the return you're getting on your life? Well, I wake up. What is the point in waking up? Well, obviously, you want to do something with it, right? Like, but how often, especially on Mondays, we wake up and we're like, oh God, I gotta go to that job again. Oh my God, I gotta deal with this again. Oh, the kids are acting up again. Oh, my wife is nagging about that. Blah, 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 blah. When was the last time you woke up? Not just literally waking up from sleeping, but like you took a minute to look at your life, to look at yourself, to experience what you are doing right now and say, what am I doing right now? I take anxiety meds because I get very anxious. Coffee probably isn't helping, but I've just always been, like, kind of anxious I've grown up as a very anxious child, like always wondering what's gonna happen, when the shoe's gonna drop, expecting things. Example I like, not example. Example I like to share is like when I played video games when I was younger, I didn't like being surprised, so I needed to have the walkthrough to go through it. You know, like I remember it was Pokemon Ruby. My sister had Sapphire, I had Ruby. And I remember we had the little walkthrough, and there's a little level. This is 20 years later, so this is not a spoiler. There's a little level where, sub-level actually, like video games back then were great. There's a little sub-level that you had to read Braille. But it wasn't like, I don't think it was actual Braille. I think it was like pseudo-Braille. So you'd have to read it, and then there were little portions in the map somewhere where you had to learn those things, or it's like around the wall. So you had to figure out what things meant. It was like, here, like, let's take a Torchic, right? Like, cause that's Ruby. No, actually in Ruby, Latios and Latias, right? So it'd be like a picture of one of them, depending on which one you had, and then it would say, here is Pokemon, and here are the digits. Like, okay, Mewtwo, we all know Mewtwo. Mewtwo, 6 letters, and each one was Mewtwo. So if you knew the picture was Mewtwo, you'd have to put each piece together. But you didn't know that. I didn't learn that until years later, versus, okay, here's this cheat sheet. Let me get this done, right? Like, here's the cheat sheet with A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z, right? With each one. And I could read it that way, so me and my sister would write it out. We got the job accomplished, right? We got the job done. Maybe some people will be like, that was more effective. That was more efficient. You pay 20, that's like business right there. Pay 20 bucks to get the cheat sheet and go for it. Follow, you don't have to do everything from scratch, right? But you also rob yourself from the learning experience. I did not realize it at the time, being a child, being like, okay, I just want to get to the point. How many times are you trying to just get to the point where you don't understand what you're doing now? How many times are you doing things now where you're not trying to get to that point? That's why money is such an important part. Not because of money for money's sake. Like, the love of money is always going to be a sin. But there comes a point where you have to say, what is the return on this investment? Like, I enjoy golf. I don't really golf. I do like Topgolf and like little mini stuff. I like love pickleball, love golf. I enjoy golf. I love swinging things. I love the swing of a bat. I love the swing of a golf club. I love the swing of a lacrosse stick. I love that swinging, right? I enjoy that. It gives me peace. It gives me joy. So when my wife, when we go to Topgolf, it's like, she doesn't ask me this. I don't want to make it sound like she does this, or I don't want to make it sound like I do this. Why? Why do you want to go to Topgolf? Number one, I like the swing. I enjoy this motion. I enjoy the interlock and let's go. I just enjoy that. I also enjoy time with you where we just get to do that. I am also, as a human, I am a very physical person. I'm very handsy. I'm very tactile. I know that there's like a therapeutic way to say this, but I don't know how to say it. I like touching things, whether it is on my wife, which I love her body, whether it is like phone screens. I have screen cleaners because I like this velvety feel. I don't touch coffee, that's weird. Play-Doh, I used to love Play-Doh. I love the feel of things. That satisfies that need. Also, it satisfies the needs of hanging out with my wife. I like to have a beer, swing some clubs, and just enjoy time with my wife. But if you asked me, why do you want to go to Topgolf? I just want to go to Topgolf to go to Topgolf. How many times do you do that? How many times are you practicing that day to day? How are you doing? I'm doing good. Day's going. How about yourself? That's good. Day's going. Talk to you later. What did you learn there? Oh, how's that book? Well, it's a book. Okay. You learn anything from it? No. So why are you reading it? No, I just have to read a book. Okay. It makes no sense. I mean, I'm not saying don't read books. Like, I read for enjoyment too. I read to learn. Like here's the no BS magnetic marketing letter, right? There's a lot of marketing information here. That's what the point is. But if you really think about it, at the end of the day, all marketing comes down to is, do you have a product that people want? Okay, now how do you tell them about this product that people want? And once they have the product that people want, how do you sell them more of it? Because if they need it and they want it, you have it, you can sell it to them. That's literally all marketing is. It boils down to, here's product, here's your need, here's product that fills the need. Go. What is dating? I want a partner to spend life with. Here's a partner I can spend life with. Go. Literally, that's it. Everything you do. Why do I have coffee? I enjoy coffee. I want to drink coffee. Here's coffee. Drink. right? Why do I buy Yeti? I shouldn't have done that because I don't want to. This isn't an ad. They keep rejecting me after job after job after job. So if someone at the Yeti sees this and you have a nice little role with product development, let me know. Just saying. Like, I love your product. I've been using it for years and years and years because I think it works great. Before it became a status symbol, these were the best cups ever. When they were made in like the Philippines versus like where they are like mass manufactured China now, before the patent ran out, these were great cups. They were solid, they were sturdy. I've dropped it out of a car going 50 miles an hour on. I used to drink my sweet tea with my arm out. I don't know why I did it. Like, here's the car window, my arm's out, I got my sweet tea, and I hit a bump on the way to a ranch. I used to work at a ranch. Dropped it. I was like, oh shoot. Picked it up, it still worked. Yeah, a couple of dents and stuff, but it worked. Now some kid in Honduras is enjoying that cup. So he's got a really nice Yeti. He's got an original like 11-year-old Yeti. Like the real steel back then. You just get to enjoy it. Why'd you donate it? One, to get rid of it, because my wife said we need to make more space and I wasn't allowed to get more until that happened. Two, someone out there could use it more than I can. It's a good memory, but someone out there needs it. I'm not crying because of that, I just had a dusty in my eye. But what is it you want at the end of the day? What is the point, right? Again, I do this Monday message on Monday because Monday is that day that most 99% of us wake up and we have our 9-to-5 job, Monday through Friday, right? Most people do not enjoy Monday. Not because Monday is any different than any other day, because Monday is just Monday is Monday, and that's usually the start of your work week, and you probably hate your job, or you just not like it, and it's not something you would do if you didn't have to do it, right? So why do you do it? If you have to do it, you do it for money. You do it for an income so that you can pay for bills and do things like go to Topgolf, buy nice coffee, go on dates. That's the purpose. Because if I asked you, why do you do your job? Oh, I like the job. No, you don't like the job. You like the pay. If your job that you enjoy paid you half, would you still do it? Most likely not. And this actually brings me to what brought this conversation up. I made a comment on Threads where I said, the question, a lot of Threads is just baity, clickbaity, engagement farming. But it was like, do you think college is a scam? So no, the real scam is the educational system telling people that you need to go to college or else you'll amount to nothing. We got a lot of friends who didn't go to college, who worked trades. And trades were villainized for so long. Like, you don't want to work hard labor, which is true. Realistically, you'd rather not work hard labor in a cushy 9-to-5 job, which you're very blessed to have, versus like my brother-in-law, he works HVAC, makes good money, has a great skill, but he works like 13-hour days. And he's up and down attics, and he's outside all day in the heat or in the cold, or he's upstairs in an attic where it's like come get to like 150 degrees or something like that. It gets hot up there, and you're carrying around heavy machinery and bags, and you can't just walk around in a tank top. It's like a thick shirt because in gloves because you have to make sure that you don't cut yourself. But he makes good money. But back in the day, like 10 years ago, people were like, you don't want to do that job. But who do you call when your AC goes out, especially in Texas? As soon as that AC goes out, who are you calling? You're not calling your 9-to-5 buddies at the tech like the data warehouse. You're calling the burly dude who has a skill, a mechanical skill, to fix it immediately. And guess what? You're paying them whatever they want to pay. But society told you that that's not a real job. You don't want that job. Go to college. So I said, college is not a scam. The fact that we are told by the institutions and the education system that you have to go to college or else you amount to nothing is the scam. Because I guarantee 99% of people do not work in the industry. I said 99% do not work in the industry that they study for, or something like that. And I had a lot of likes, a couple reposts, and a lot of comments were like, you can't talk like that just because you did it. First off, I worked in the industry for like 10, I'm still in the industry technically from biology and psychology, right? I work in healthcare, medical health and mental health care. I still work there. So technically I am still working. I am in that same percentage that says that I technically work in that same field. Do I do counseling? No, I dropped out of my program. Full disclaimer, I am not a licensed medical, financial, legal, etc. professional. I don't have a occupation like that, or whatever the original occupations were. I'm not a counselor, I'm not a therapist, I'm just a friend on here who is using the skills I've gained over the past 11 years in the mental health care field, having trained, having coached leaders, having worked with managers, supervisors, division directors, CEOs, CFOs. Like, I work with everyone, and that's what I'm trying to do here for you. So if I need to get a degree for that, I'm gonna keep doing what I need to do anyways. Tony Robbins doesn't have a degree, and he's the greatest of all time. Plain as that. But people were jumping on like, how 99%, that's a lie. So I went online and I found a study from 2014 that said 73%. They said 23% do work because you want to make it positive. So if you said 73% of people do not work, that's different than 23% of people do work, right? So 73% do not work in their industry that they studied. And everyone on that comment that complained was like, I do, but your perspective comes from what you have done. How many times are you trying to project your perspective onto others? Whether you voted left or right doesn't matter. The fact is, when you vote left, when you vote right, you only think you're right because you are stuck in it. Because 99% of people, I'm going to use that again, because I'm not going to go to research it. 99% of people are stuck in their own perspective. You are stuck in your own perspective. I am stuck in my own perspective. 99% of people out there might think I suck at this. But if I'm the 1% that's like, I'm actually really good at this. To me, that's all that should matter. You should be your biggest fan. If you're not your biggest fan, you've got things to worry about, especially if you worry about what Taylor Swift does, what Travis Kelce does, what all those people do, what all the celebrities do, what all these people are doing, but you don't pay that much attention to your life. You have all these people who complain about what I said, like, oh, you didn't study statistics, oh, I worked a job, I do dish. Yeah, you might work it, but do you actually enjoy it? Maybe you do. Awesome. Good for you. I'm very happy for you. Even made that comment. I'm very happy for y'all that found your purpose early in life and made this worthwhile. Like, my wife studied like childhood development, it's a specialized version of childhood development, not to put her down. But she now works as an occupational therapist. Relatively, they work together. I work in mental health care, but I don't work client facing. I do data, right? I run reports and I do training and I do leadership development. It's kind of the same, but not the same. Someone was like, I'm a mechanical engineer and I study mechanical engineering. Like, good for you, because if you studied mechanical engineering and chose to not do mechanical engineering anymore, you'd be exactly where I'm saying you'd be, where you feel like you didn't do anything with your life because you don't feel valued because I went to college and I didn't use my college degree. But are you doing it for yourself? Going back to the money idea, what is it that you want from this perspective? What are you trying to do? People who comment, people who complain, if you comment, if you complain, if you talk this way, are you actually learning from other people's perspective? Are you turning that perspective into profit? Once you gain perspective, you have to produce something that turns a profit. Otherwise, your perspective means nothing. You don't go to work just if your boss stopped paying you, if your company stopped paying you, would you go to work? No. So the perspective is you're there for money. You're not there because of the job. You're there because you might like the job and you have to do a job anyway, so you might as well do a job you like to make money. You're trying to make something out of it. There's a purpose. The purpose of me doing these videos is because I'm trying to get more clients. I'm not going to hide that from you. The reason anyone puts anything out for free is to get your information to sell you something. Not because sales is evil, but because everyone's selling you something. You went to college. Someone sold you the dream of college. You're watching this on a phone, whether it's iPhone or Android. You or Google, whatever. I'm an iPhone person. If you buy an iPhone, you buy iPhone because you want an iPhone. Someone sold you iPhone. You're on YouTube because someone sold you YouTube. You're with your partner because that partner sold you. Not literally. Don't take that twisted, y'all. Like, they had to promote and sell themselves as a person to you. When you hire for a job, when you are getting hired, you have to sell yourself to the other people. Like, do I want to invest in you? What is the purpose? Are you worth the pay? What value are you putting out? What value are you putting in that you're receiving, that you're giving back? If you feel you are more important than you are, and I don't mean that like in a bloated sense of ego way, I mean legitimately, if you believe you deserve more return for your skills, why are you not going out there and getting it? What is preventing you from doing that? That's my question for you this week. In everything that you do this week, what do you want from it? What is the point of it? Like, I enjoy fantasy football a lot. And the end goal is like a couple $100s from my friends. Like, the winner gets this much money. fantasy football. But if there was no prize, what's the point? I guess to win, but at the end of the day, what do I get out of that? Like, my life isn't better. And in fact, it's more stressful. Like, fantasy football is a waste of time. Watching football is enjoyable, but there's times where you sit there. Like, I really enjoy AFC games. The NFC's cool. I'm a Saints fan, right? So I had to watch the NFC. But something about the AFC, especially yesterday with the Bills and, Bengals Chargers was a good game. Bills Chiefs was a good game. But at the end of the day, they're getting paid and I'm not. I didn't bet on them, so I didn't get any money on it. I don't think I have anyone on either fantasy team. In fact, I actually don't have anyone from either fantasy team. Except Amari Cooper, who hasn't done anything. So that's disappointing. Amari, if you see this, help a brother out. Help us all out. Yeah. But I don't get anything out of it. I do it because I enjoy time with my friends. I'm not saying just drop everything that doesn't give you a return. If you enjoy it. But rather, you have to have some perspective there of like, is the amount of energy I'm putting into this worth my return on investment or not? Life is a lot easier when you can put less time into something and make more out of it. Like a nice 1 hour date that's intentional with my wife gives me more return versus the time spent. Versus like, let's say we're just watching Netflix all day, which is our own thing. Like, screw Netflix. We're watching Yellowstone all day. We enjoy that because we're having conversation. So it's like 50-50, right? Versus a 3 hour car drive where we're just kind of sleeping. Well, someone's driving, someone's sleeping. Not as much enjoyment. So this week, weigh out your perspective and your profit. What are you getting from both sides? If you want help with this, here's my pitch. Subscribe, like, comment on this video, anything you want to see related to your mindset and coaching and being a better human overall. I'm Lawrence with Candle, and I help introverted millennial Christian men in logical fields such as tech, finance, and healthcare get out of their own way. You're too close to your problems. You don't know how to solve your problem because you're too stuck in this box. And everything you do sounds right, seems right, should be right. But sometimes it doesn't work the way you want it to. And you need someone else's perspective to see outside of that. So when you join our coaching program, you're going to get unlimited access to our coaching skill sets. I can't say to me because I'm sleeping at normal times. But when you're ready, links are going to be in the description below. But until then, peace, love, and light. From wherever you're watching, good morning, good afternoon, good night. This is Lawrence with Candle, signing off.